It's very easy to look at each race which takes place during either the TT or the Manx Grand Prix festival on the Isle of Man in isolation, to consider just that particular race and the people competing in it. But, of course, what precedes the race is a very strenuous couple of weeks. The journey to actually get to the Isle of Man in the first place is arduous, being the fact that it's taking place in an island situation. Having got to the Isle of Man and unloaded one's gear, this has to be set up either in a guest house and garage area, or more likely in the field behind the grandstand, Nobles Park, where one is in close juxtaposition with one's friends and rivals, and then has to face 2 weeks or as many days until one's first race of practicing with all the vagaries of the weather. And that was certainly the case leading up to the senior race this year. In an attempt to illustrate what I've just been saying, I've included some footage of practice. Here we are at Kirkmichael, racing between the houses in the evening sunshine, which must be a novel experience for the newcomers to the island. Certainly on alternate days during race week you would be in the police files for exceeding 30 miles an hour, and here we are blasting through on virtual full throttle. And here's a different view of a famous spectating position at Balaf Bridge, where the riders become airborne. And here they were racing or practicing late into the evening, to the point where it seemed impossible that they would complete the other half of the circuit in reasonable daylight, given the race speeds that were being attained. The marshal has his headlights on, and the Raven public house is also illuminated. And here we are on one of the practice evenings in the race paddock. The bikes aren't necessarily the senior bikes. I've included them partly out of interest and to show some variation on the theme, but also to demonstrate what goes on prior to the racing itself. Enjoy the bikes. And finally, after that little introduction, here we are in the senior race paddock. Bike number 33 is Dan Sales 600 Yamaha. Dan just having won the lightweight race, and 55 next to him is Bob Farrington's 600 Suzuki. And Peter Simpson on bike number 52 is getting some very able assistance from a very pleasant young lady who certainly seems to know what she's doing when it comes to wire locking the nuts of his front fork brake assembly. And there's Philip McGurk's bike, number 2, another 600 Honda, and Philip finished in 6th position in the race proper. And Ivan Linton on bike number 22, which is a 600 Suzuki, finished 4th. Andrew Kirk there on bike 42, is unfortunately a non-finisher, and there's a closer view of Ivan Linton, mentioned just now, bike 22. Alan Taylor there on bike number 100, 600 Suzuki, moving towards the line, as are a number of other riders, as we shall see. Bike 85 there, 590cc Yamaha with rather smart graphics, is owned by Bill Rice. And here's Philip McGurk's bike, number 2, on the start line again, and alongside him is Scott Wilson, number 1. Those will be the first 2 off the line when the race starts. Is signalled. Meanwhile, the scouts get lined up with their banners as part of the proceedings on the start line here. And here we are, the first 2 ready for the off.
Scott Wilson, number 1, and Phil McGurk, number 2, get us underway. Next 2, numbers 3 and 4, Michael Russell and Noel Patterson. And I reckon that's numbers 5 and 6, Ryan McKay and Wayne Kerwin. And that's 7 and 8, Andrew Brady and Jules Croft. 9 and 10 next, Stephen McElvenna and Ryan Neame. 11 and 12, Dave Lumsden, Simon Fulton. The singleton is number 14, Glyn Jones on his Suzuki. He makes room for Peter Symes and Michael Sweeney, 15 and 16. The Yamahas of 17 and 18, Kirk Farrow and Andy Cowan. Alan Jackson, number 20, on his Suzuki is a singleton. Promoted riders 21 and 22, Mike Minns, Ivan Linton. Numbers 23 and 24, Ross Johnson and Andy Lovett. No 25 and 26, so this is Sean Murphy and James Shipley, 27 and 28. Quick pause for breath, and then numbers 29 and 30, Benny Smith, Neil Vickers. Next on film is number 33, Dan Sale, fresh from his successes this morning. Number 35, Dave Taylor on his own, on his Suzuki. Next up, 37 and 38, Kevin Murphy, Miles Byrne. Numbers 39 and 40, Chris Simmons, Simon Mara. This is number 42, Andrew Kirk on his Kawasaki. Also on his own, number 43, Ian Hill on his Honda. And he's now got number 45, Tim Devlin, and number 46, Ian Whitlow for company. Next we have numbers 47 and 48, Darwin Young and Maria Costello. Next, a distinctive sound of Tony Redmond's Aprilia, number 50, Grant Wagstaff and Peter Simpson, number 51 and 52. John Hewley and Maria Hodgson, 53 and 54. Numbers 55 and 56, Bob Farrington and Gary Chalkley, who completed the first lap together. Unlike Keith Mackay and Alistair Hayworth, 57 and 58. Next up, 59 and 60, Adrian Logue and Peter Gibson. Behind them, number 61 and 62, Steve Hodgson and Brian Appleton. Riders 63 and 64 are Timothée Mono and Derek Shields. Next we have 67 and 68, Adam Jones and Andy McPherson. After a short delay, we have number 70, Jamie Adam from Yeovil, my hometown. Numbers 71 and 72 are Coyth Lawless from Ireland and Garth Woods. On his own there, on his Suzuki, number 73, Paddy Woodside. Very upwardly mobile, number 75, Michael Mulai on his Ducati. Equally so, 77 and 78, Paul Smythe, Dave Moffat. 79 and 80, Bob Gordon and Nigel Sean Ray. Number 81 in the black and white leathers is Les Miller. Next up is number 84, John Hildreth on his Honda. Number 85 is Bill Rice on his Yamaha. Next we have 87 and 88, John Coleman and Michael Gillen, both on 600cc machines. Number 89, Dave Jukes gets away on his Yamaha. The pairing of 91 and 92, Derek Glass and Stephen Carr. That was 94, Steve Moody making a singular exit. 95 and 96, Anthony Very and Frank James. Number 97 is Paul Welsh on his Yamaha.
And the last two away, 99 and 100, Stephen Cook and Alan Taylor. I said last to get away, but here's number 36 trying desperately to start from the slip road, Chris Bradshaw on his 600 Yamaha, and he did actually climb through the field to finish the race. I was just checking the race results. He actually finished 37th out of 54 finishers, which was very creditable after the problems at the start of the race.
Down the pit lane, speed limit.
And there's the lap 1 leaderboard, Ryan McKay, Michael Russell, Sean Murphy, Ryan Neen. And the scoreboard confirms the positions that I've just read out. The first retirement, and unfortunately I'm unable to read his riding number. Unfortunately, Alan Jackson, number 20, comes into the pits, and I think that was the end of his race. Unfortunately, I can't identify that rider. The first of those two riders is Sean Murphy, number 27, in third place, and his race continued. This rider was less fortunate. I'll see if I can identify him when the bike turns sideways on. No luck, I'm afraid. And yet another retirement after all the hard work. Adam Jones, number 67, in the green leathers on his Kawasaki, calls it a day. Another rider there in the maroon leathers that I'm unable to identify.
These positions are the same as they were at the end of lap 1.
Very difficult to see the numbers as riders roll into the pits at the end of the second lap, which is a routine, not necessarily a signal of impending retirement. Quite a stoppie there by that gentleman. I gave myself the prompt there. That was rider number 2, Phil McGurk, in 10th position. And that is Sean Murphy, number 27, the third place man. I'm pretty certain that's Glyn Jones, number 14. And that, I reckon, is Simon Fulton, number 12. I need to employ a spotter to catch some of these lads. The next rider is 9th place man Michael Sweeney. There, I think, is number 22 Ivan Linton in 6th place. I'm afraid the man in black is anonymous. I think the rider in blue leathers there is number 18, Andy Cowan. And this is Benny Smith, number 29, in 16th place. Even with the distinctive V on his leathers, I can't identify that lad. I apologise. Very sedate getaway for those four lads because of the speed rules of 60 kph. Those are the fluorescent leathers of number 30, Neil Vickers. Twentieth place man John Hewley, number 53. And there's Anthony Redmond's Aprilia, number 50. And not to be missed, number 45, Tim Devlin. And the white leathers of number 46, Ian Whitlow. And this is number 52, Peter Simpson on his Suzuki. And this is number 39, Chris Salmons on his Suzuki. Black and white leathers, number 70, Jamie Adam. The bike with the purple fairing there is number 64, Derek Shields, Triumph. Just about to pull away is number 59, Adrian Logue, who slipped in under the radar just now. And there he goes down the pit lane. Yellow helmet and purple leathers, number 78, Dave Moffat in 21st position. Followed in the black leathers by Andy McPherson, number 68 in 31st position. The last bike in that trio is number 56, Gary Chalkley on his Honda. Paul Smythe, number 77, arrives next on his Yamaha in 27th position. Unfortunately, I can't identify the next local lad. There's so many to choose from. With the white leathers there is Timothée Monod, with his Yamaha number 63. Next is Michael Gillen, number 88 on his Kawasaki. He's in 34th position. The white leathers and the striped helmet are worn by Les Miller, number 81, on his Yamaha. The chappie with the mauve letters and the flash is number 91, Derek Glass, in 43rd position. And at the moment I can't identify the chappie in the white leathers. Next up in his distinctive leathers is Bill Rice on his Yamaha, number 85. I guess that's David Jukes, number 89, DJ. Followed by number 80, Nigel Sean Ray. There we have number 97, Paul Welsh, on his Yamaha. Quite an upright riding position for number 95, Anthony Vary, on his Suzuki. It's green, it's got to be a Kawasaki. It's 92, Stephen Carr. And this is Alan Taylor, who carries the distinctive number 100 on his Suzuki.
So here are the results as the first three riders, Michael Russell, Sean Murphy and Ryan Neen, mount the initial podium. Ryan Neen is in the blue leathers on the right, and Sean Murphy in the yellow leathers on the left hand side of the trail.
We should all be looking happy, you know, boys. We should be looking happy.
Trying. Yeah, that's it.
6 seconds down on Fortin. 7th was number 28, James Shipley, getting stronger.
Tastes good. Good. Press conferences this time. Inside, yeah.
3 very proud men. Michael Russell in the centre, Sean Murphy on the left, and Ryan Neen on the right. Well done, heroes, all 3.
Let's start with Ryan, and just if you want to just lean a little forward, just your impressions then on another really successful Manx Grand Prix. I know you'd have liked to have gone a couple of steps higher, 1 step in the junior and 2 in this, but a great Manx Grand Prix for you.
Yeah, it's just a bit mental out there, to be honest. It's just wet everywhere, and then next lap it'd be dry, like the conditions wouldn't stay the same for like even a lap, so yeah, I'm pleased to get back and be on the podium.
We had a mixed fortnight all round, haven't we? So I mean, we've done well to actually get the races in.
Yeah, just glad to be on the podium for both of them that I've done. Being good Manx Grand Prix.
Said in the programme you were looking really at top 10s and then you'd be happy. Well, you've surpassed that aim.
Yeah, it'd be better to be on the top step, but podium's brilliant, like.
What about the family involvement? They've all been around helping.
Yeah. My dad's out the gooseneck there, giving me a hit board and that, giving me a wheelie as I go past.
What about next year, TT?
Don't know. See what happens really. I haven't any plans yet.
Okay, well we'll let those, I'm sure they'll cement over the winter. Ladies and gentlemen, 3rd place Ryan Neen. In 2nd place, another Manx who's had a tremendous Manx Grand Prix, and it's his first as well. He was, of course, the winner in the newcomers race, and now 2nd in the senior. And you didn't quite really believe it, did you, when you came into the winners' enclosure there?
No, I still can't believe it now, to be honest with you.
It'll sink in, I'm sure, with a couple of beers maybe for the rest of the day. You were even talking about that up on the start line before you set out.
Well, we actually went out after the junior on Wednesday, so I wasn't meant to be going out tonight, but I think I might have to change the plans.
Okay, that's a definite plan. Martin Bullock, though, great day for him. The win from, obviously, Carolyn Sells, which was a huge achievement earlier in the day. It's been a very happy team.
Yeah, I don't think you would have expected me to be on the podium today anyway, so yeah, I can't thank Martin enough, but I've had so much help this year, to be honest. People's generosity has been overwhelming. People buy me tyres just to get through this fortnight, you know. Nicky Crow's been a big part of this year, and Chris Mayer's built our engine, and the list goes on, so yeah, anyone who's helped me, thank you very much.
You're glad to be back racing then. You had a bit of a break, hadn't you?
Yeah, stopped in 2006, took 2 years off.
And that was after what, the R6 Cup, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Forget about that.
This is proper racing. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've done more this year than we really expected to do, and I didn't even imagine being on the podium in the Grand Prix, so I made up.
And rather like Ryan, you'll be deciding what to do for next year over the winter, yeah?
Yeah, I imagine it'll involve the TT course at some point.
Not which meeting, we'll wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, second place, Sean Murphy. And our race winner is Michael Jack Russell, and I think the Jack is fairly obvious in this case. We didn't get an answer from Stephen McElvenna earlier as to what his nickname was. It wasn't broadcastable anyway.
Right.
Your crew are happy because they say this will go down really well with the RAF and you'll get more time off now.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, you know, we do enough time away, and the forces in general do a cracking job. So this is just, you know, just show public what we can actually do when you're in the RAF and stuff like that. So it's hopefully good publicity and all that.
How is this going to go down, do you think, when you get back there with the RAF? They're going to be, it's going to be some welcome, isn't it?
I hope so, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether they'll lay on the red arrows for us, but we'll see what happens, really. I think, you know, they'll be chuffed to bits with it, so we'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, the time off is fantastic, and the support they've given us with the team and everything like that, so, yeah, all credit to them.
You were 7th last year, I think, in both the junior and senior, so this is a major step up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've actually, this is only the third time I've ridden this year, and it's been, should we say, a steep learning curve this week because of lack of practice times. I think everyone's obviously been in the same boat, but the 750 that we're actually on today, it was the first time I'd actually ridden it, should we say, in that setting. You know, we didn't know what the bike would handle like. So yeah, over the moon with it really, and shocked to bits, to be honest. I mean, I had a pit board at Parliament Square and only actually saw that once, so that was on the first lap, so I didn't really know where we stood in the race. I knew Ryan was flying, so I sort of tried to stay on the back of him, and you know, it sort of paid off in the end, I suppose, should we say.
You're off back to Afghanistan, I believe, around Christmas time.
Yeah, I think we'll be looking at getting away for a 3-month tour, maybe after Christmas, but hopefully, I mean, if the plans do sort of go towards the TT, hopefully we'll sort of get back for that, really.
And hopefully nothing quite as dangerous as you just coming across the return lane.
Yeah,
You nearly got run over coming back into the press conference.
Yeah, well, you know, incidents happen, I suppose.
Ladies and gentlemen, our top 3 then for the Tower Insurance Senior Manx Grand Prix. In 3rd place, Ryan Neame. In 2nd place, Sean Murphy. And our race winner, Michael Russell.